I text her and eggplant emoji. Yeah. I pull up my phone, now we rolling. Yeah. I turn the street into V-Live. Yeah. Jump off of the board and I deep dive. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video and a movie review this time for Avengers Endgame. This is going to be my very first movie review on this channel. For those who don't know, I actually like going to the movies. I tend to go to movies a lot by myself just to check out different movies that I'm interested in seeing. And, you know, I've never really had a chance to do a movie review type videos on the In the Clutch page, so I decided to do it on this page because I know In the Clutch we do a lot of different things. So this is something that I'm interested in, and I hope you guys like this type of video, man. So talking about Avengers Endgame, first half of this review is going to be non-spoilers. Second half is going to be spoiler-filled. So, and I will let you guys know, there will be a warning that pops up letting you guys know when to click off the video if you haven't seen the movie. So, for the spoiler-free part, there's not really much to say other than this is honestly the best comic book movie I have seen in my 27 years of living. It's the best comic book movie I've ever seen, hands down. And I think the reason behind that is because if you've watched almost all the movies from 2007 or 2008 for the first Iron Man all the way up to now, you have been invested in this ride, this universe building extravaganza, and the payoff was great. The payoff was perfect. I don't think I could have had a more perfect payoff send-off for a movie series that we've been invested in. I was telling my friend Warren the other day, this is our version of the Star Wars saga, you know what I'm saying, except 21 movies long and a universe built in just spectacles with characters that you never thought you would ever really be invested in, and it worked perfectly. I want to say this movie has really good high moments, and there's some really intense, action-packed, on the edge of your seat scenes, and then there's some tear jerkers. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna go into spoilers right now, but there's some very emotional scenes in this movie, and they balance all those type of emotions really well. Russo brothers, they killed it. They know how to keep you invested for 3 hours. 3 hours I was invested, and that was probably the quickest 3 hours in a movie I've ever been in. Most movies I've been to, like comic book wise, the most is like 2 hours and 50 minutes or 40 minutes, and sometimes they can feel long. This one, I didn't really feel the 3 hours. Like when things start really going, oh, it's going. You know, there's some down moments, there's some down beats or whatnot, but for the most part, it kind of keeps the pace going. So it's not too many times where there's some downtime and you're checking your watch. For the most part, you're just invested in the story. So they killed it, man. Russo brothers killed it. All the actors killed it. Like, this was a perfect send-off. And to be honest with you, if this was the last Marvel movie, the way it ended, I would be okay with it. I would be okay if this was the very last Marvel movie, for the simple fact that what we saw from beginning to end satisfied me personally. I know it satisfied a lot of people. You get to see some amazing moments, some special moments, and I enjoyed this movie. I have a different rating system than other people. My rating system consists of see it again, it's worth seeing it again at full price. Basically, you know, self-explanatory. A movie so good that you'll go see it again at full price. See it again at half price. A movie that's still in a good tier, but, you know, it's a movie that you would go see like on a day where the movie theater, or depending where you are, the movies are like half off. So, you know, I would go see that movie again, but just not at full price, you know, but I would still go see it again, just at a lower price. Then there's Don't See It Again, which is basically, it's a movie that you go see once and that's it. Like, there's no point of going to see it again, even with friends. You just one and done, no point of paying money to see it again. And of course, the lowest rating possible for me is don't see it at all. It's a movie that I unfortunately went to see to tell you guys to don't see it. It's not worth your time. And this is obviously a see it again at full price. I don't I don't even know what to say. See this movie. Go and see this movie and then go see it again. Like literally it's one of those type of movies I'm looking forward to seeing it again. You know what I'm saying? At full price, doesn't matter. You know, wherever it's at, wherever they're showing it at, I'm there again. I'm gonna pick another time this weekend to go. But yeah, it's definitely worth seeing it again at full price. I enjoyed the movie. I know you guys will enjoy the movie. So comment down below if you've seen it already. And, you know what I'm saying, if you enjoyed it as well, or, you know, if you think it could have been better. Now, at this point of the review, that's pretty much it for the non-spoilers. I really couldn't go into much detail on special things that happen without spoiling it for you. So, if you have not seen the movie, go see it now. Right now, go see it. Come back to this video, and we will discuss spoilers. Spoiler warning right now. Go see it. I'm about to start it up right now. All right, let's try to hit the major beats. I can't go into everything that went down. This video will be long, but I'm going to just the major things that was just impressive. First 20 minutes of this movie, they killed Thanos. First 20 minutes, like first 15, 20 minutes, they right to the nitty gritty. And I had a theory that they were gonna do that. I wasn't too sure, but first 20 minutes in this movie, they killed Thanos. That's it. Like, he's dead. They go to his home world with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel helps out Tony Stark and Gamora to get back to planet Earth. Tony doesn't go because he's kind of over the whole situation. The rest of the remaining Avengers, they go. Thanos is on his farm chilling like he said he was gonna do. Interesting thing, he thought ahead because he had a feeling that, you know, maybe others would try to, you know what I'm saying, get the Infinity Stones. So he snapped again, I'm guessing, to destroy them. And when he did, it kind of messed up his body, half of his body. So he destroyed the stones. So when they got there was no stones. And Thor just cut his head off. He was like, screw this, I'm done with this, you're out of here. Killed him. So that shocked everyone in the theater. I was like, wow, all right, job well done. But not really, because everyone else is still missing. They jump 5 years later into the future. People are still trying to adjust to not everybody being there. Tony has a daughter now with Pepper Potts. So that was an interesting storyline. So he's kind of in dad mode. He's trying to move forward. And basically, Ant-Man comes back from the quantum realm, and they're basically trying to devise a plan to get people back. Because when you're in the quantum realm, time is different. Time is affected differently. So he was in the quantum realm for 5 hours, and that whole event that with the snap, that was in the process of 5 years. So when he came back, it wasn't, you know, he was all surprised on what's going on. His daughter grew up. So basically, that's the main plot of the rest of the movie, is them trying to get into the quantum realm, go back to the specific points of all the movies where all the Infinity Stones had shown up, and try to collect them that way, bring them back to the present day so they can get the glove, snap everyone back into existence at that present moment. So I kind of figured they were going to go with the time travel route, and it was dope to see them go back to the first Avengers movie and like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and go to these different timelines and movies as the audience we, you know, have seen, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to these different points in these movies, and we're seeing them from another angle, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was hilarious. There was a lot of hilarious scenes with that. You get a scene where Tony meets his dad, a young Howard Stark, and they have an emotional moment there. And basically, that's pretty much what it is. It's called the time heist, and they just go through different parts of the universe and time to get the Infinity Stones. And when Gamora and Rhodey end up going, I forgot what area they end up going into. Gamora is not Gamora, Nebula. Nebula is linked up with the Nebula in 2014. So they kind of sync up accidentally, and that's how Thanos finds out what's going on. He finds out that he wins, but he ends up dying. So he's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to, they're gathering all the stones for me sooner. I need to get those. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of brings in the past tense Thanos to the present day timeline. So a real emotional beat is when Hawkeye, and at this point Hawkeye, he lost his family, so he's kind of on some vigilante type stuff. Like he's killing bad people, like no mercies, killing bad people. Ever since he lost his family, so Black Widow tries to actually recruits them to come back because they found a way to get everyone back, and they go to the place where the Soul Stone is. And I had recently forgot because I'm just invested in the movie. I'm not paying attention that they don't know how the Soul Stone is actually acquired. They just think it's a regular stone that you get because in the last Avengers Infinity War, the last movie, they don't know that Thanos had to kill Gamora. Like, not everyone knows, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know what the process was to get that Infinity Stone. So when they get there, and then you hear the Red Skull tell them the only way you can get it is one of you have to kill the other, a soul for a soul, someone that you really love the most. So when that came up, you know what I'm saying, that was an intense scene too. And in my mind, I'm thinking Hawkeye was going to kill himself because he lost his family. The man he had become just this vicious killer. He's like, man, I don't deserve to be here. And they were fighting each other to see who was going to jump off first. And ultimately, Scarlet Witch, she sacrifices herself for the team. And it was an emotional beat because she's a main character, not the strongest of the Avengers, obviously, but she's been a part of the squad for a while, so you can consider her a main type character, and she's dead, like gone dead, like there's no way to reverse that, and that's what made this a little bit more surreal, like. These characters aren't invincible and they can die and permanently be dead. So she's permanently dead. It was an emotional scene when they got back and everyone's, was kind of like hurt by it. But they keep the pace moving. Ultimately they create a gauntlet to put the stones on. Hulk, he gets it because he's the strongest one that could absorb that type of radiation and the gamma and whatever happens when you snap and you put the glove on, it like charges your body. So he's able to absorb that more than anyone else. So he snaps to bring everyone back. That's when and this is an important plot line, important detail that I forgot to mention. What is her name? What's her name? Is it Gamora? Nebula the present day Nebula ends up getting captured by the past Thanos. They basically switch places. The Nebula that's all about trying to please Thanos switch places so she can infiltrate going back to Earth so she can get the Infinity Stone gauntlet for Thanos, and they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? They basically did a switch and bait, or not switch and bait. They did a switch up. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know, and that's how Thanos gets into present day Earth, and he pretty much destroys the Avengers base. And at this point, it's an all out brawl, and I want to say this is one of the best scenes in this entire franchise, in superhero movie, cinema-wise. This is the best thing possible. This is what you saw on Saturday morning cartoons. You saw this on the big screen. First and foremost, Captain America being able to move Thor's hammer, beautiful. When I say everyone in the theater was shocked, I was shocked. It was a holy shit moment. It was the dopest thing I had ever seen. And they teased it in Avengers Age of Ultron. He was when everyone was just sitting around drinking, trying to see who could move Thor's hammer. He was the only one that was able to nudge it. And then also Vision was able to lift it up himself. You know what I'm saying? He was the only character able to lift it up himself. So when Thor was, he was almost about to get killed by Thanos, and you see the hammer move, you're thinking it's Thor, but no, it's Captain America. He gets the hammer, he's able to control it, he is whooping Thanos' ass, everyone's losing their mind in the theater, and even Thor himself, he said, I knew it. I knew it. He would be the one person to be able to use the hammer and wield its power. It was so dope. Him using the hammer with the shield combo with the lightning. Beautiful scene. So dope. Then after a while, Thanos is wrecking shop. And that's when you hear Falcon come on Cap's radio say, to your left. You know what I'm saying? A little callback to Civil War where Captain America kept running past him saying to your left or whatever. And everyone comes back through the portals that Doctor Strange uses. Everyone. You see Black Panther, you see Scarlet Witch, you see Doctor Strange, his army of people. You see everyone that you've ever seen out of all these movies. You see them all together, and the crowd lit up when you saw Peter Parker come back. It was amazing. It was dope. Thanos had his army. The Avengers had their army, and the coolest scene gave me chills is when Captain America said, Avengers, assemble. And you see everyone go at it. Beautiful scene. Best scene in comic book movie history, no doubt. So after that, man, it was basically a hot potato with the Infinity Gauntlet to keep it away from Thanos. And that's when Captain Marvel comes back. She destroys their ship. She has a nice little one-on-one battle with Thanos as he has the glove on. And here's an interesting thing. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this spoiler part. Here's an interesting thing. So they're fighting, and Iron Man asks Doctor Strange, "Is this the one possibility out of 14 million that we win?" And Doctor Strange says, "If I tell you, it won't happen." So as Captain Marvel is fighting Thanos, and then she gets rocked by an Infinity Stone, I believe it's the Power Stone, not sure. She gets sent back flying. Tony Stark sees he's about to, snap. So he goes over there. He's tussling with him, trying to get the glove off of him, and then Thanos, he begins to snap, but nothing happens. And that's when you see Tony with the Infinity Stones in his hand, and it powers up, and the dopest line he says was, "I am Iron Man." Snaps, deletes all of Thanos' army, his henchmen, and Thanos is the last one to get pretty much deleted into dust. Or, turned into dust. And he's gone from existence. So, and the reason why this was a callback, because Doctor Strange is looking at Tony, and he just puts up, this is the one scenario that we win. He doesn't tell him what it is. He just says it's the one scenario. And I figured out why he doesn't tell him. But, basically, because he uses the snap and he's just a mere mortal, it ultimately kills Iron Man. Iron Man snaps his fingers to save the rest of the universe, and he ends up dying. And that's why what's his name? Doctor Strange held up that one. This is that one possibility, and he could never tell him because he wasn't sure if telling Tony Stark that you have to die to save the universe Tony may hesitate, or it may not happen, because now he knows he has to die. He has to leave his children behind, you know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing that he was trying to relate to Captain America was, all he wants to do is bring everyone back, but he wants to keep what he has. He wants to keep the family he has. And basically, he would have to lose his family to save everyone. He would he had to sacrifice himself to save everyone, and it was an emotional part. It got me a little teary eyed. Not gonna lie, you can hear people sniffling and crying in the movie. It was very emotional. Pepper Potts says, your job is done. You know what I'm saying? You can rest now. He wanted to protect the world, and he did. It was a beautiful send off. The guy that started off this whole thing is the guy that ends it. He dies, and it's poetic. They have a funeral for him. All the people that have interacted with him, main character wise, is at his funeral, and it's one of those things where it was a beautiful send off. And pretty much, there's no after credit scene. There's like, after the movies, there's no mid credits, and there's no after credit scene. Only thing there is at the end of the very movie is you hear the ding. And that's the ding from, it's like a sound effect, a ding from when, I believe when Iron Man was first making his suit in that cave. You just hear the ding, like when he was, trying to press the metal together with a hammer and stuff like that. I believe that's what that ding is. I'm not sure. Comment down below if you know. But that's it. And it ends. And you know what? I'm okay with them not having no after credit stinger. There doesn't need to be one. This was a culmination of 21 movies, I believe, all put together to end right at this point. It started with Iron Man, and it ended with Iron Man. And it was beautiful. I loved it. Hey, man, like I said at the beginning of this review, this is worth seeing again at full price. You guys should go down and see it. I appreciate y'all rocking with me for my very first movie review. If y'all want me to do more movie reviews, comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what other movies you want me to see and want me to check out. I definitely will. I'm going to see this movie again this weekend. Just got to find out the time. And I appreciate y'all kicking with me. And your boy's out, man. R.I.P. Iron Man. Save the day, bro.